I personally think the most disgusting aspect of my criminal case is the way a former social worker named Bradley Trowbridge tricked me into thinking he was my friend, my advocate. He used the fact that he was a social worker specializing in narcissistic abusers to get me to share information I would not normally share with an attorney. But that made me think of something else. I also had an occasion where a social worker who's not an attorney thought it was really a good idea to give me legal advice, which social workers aren't supposed to do. And I remembered that this social worker is still following Michael Bender on Instagram, is still, I think, associated with the very corrupt and predatory guardian ad litem Michael Bender on LinkedIn. Her name is Aviva Kahn. I hired Aviva to be my social worker. I was in a high conflict divorce and I wanted an advocate. Actually, I was not. I was divorced and my ex-husband was bringing me to court through spurious actions. It was a pattern of vexatious litigation or abuse by court. And that matters because Aviva Kahn told me what I needed to do after I was divorced, because this was a period of time where legally it was too soon to move to modify the parenting plan. I didn't have a lawyer and I wasn't trying to change the parenting plan until Aviva Kahn told me I should. Kahn told me that I needed to ask Judge Johnson to appoint a custody evaluator. I thought, in fact, that I could get him to appoint Aviva Kahn. She should not have given me legal advice. She should not have advised me to do anything in my legal case. She's a social worker, and she's a social worker who's an ally of a known criminal and a predator. So that made me take a look at the esteemed Ms. Kahn's website. And taking a page off Judge Bradley Trowbridge. So this man who pretended to be a social worker helping me out, in return for defrauding me, he got to be a judge. And Aviva Kahn, just like Brad Trowbridge, says on her page that she specializes in victims of narcissistic abuse. And I think that is probably true. Women of Chicago divorcing wealthy men. I bet that if you talk to Aviva Kahn, just like I talked to Bradley Trowbridge, she is looking for victims. She's looking for victims of rich husbands, and she wants to help you get destroyed, like me. But the reason I realized what Aviva Kahn did to me was so wrong is that I remember now that Judge Johnson has referred to this fact, the fact Ms. Mason herself was so overwhelmed by the high conflict situation that she filed to have a custody evaluator. I didn't know what that was. I just know that Aviva Kahn told me that's what I needed to have the judge have her come in, because I'd already asked the court 2 times to have Michael Bender removed. I'd filed a complaint about Michael Bender with the ARDC, and I didn't know how to get rid of him. So Aviva Kahn told me the way to get rid of him was to ask for another appointee. So obviously, she should not have given any legal advice. That's the problem. Her motive, yeah, it looks a little suspicious. It's just, I think Aviva Kahn is suspicious because she still associates herself with Michael Bender. She likes to hang around with scumbags. I've hung around with scumbags too, but I was usually dating them or married to them. So maybe she's married to a mobster. But in any case, Aviva Kahn shouldn't be helping to destroy women like me.